Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Myatt Snider, the driver of the number 31 Tax Slayer Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. And by the way, guess what? It is tax time. I just got my W-2 yesterday, so you know what you need to do. You need to go do your taxes through Tax Slayer. That's what you need to do. All right, how's it going, Myatt?
It's going great. Ready to get the season started and ready to help people slay their taxes. We got a great looking race car this year and a great new team. And I just got my suit today. We're doing the production day. So it really feels like, the season is right around the corner. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be good. Of course, part of as drivers have been last 2 days, of course, Fox production day, getting ready for the season and getting ready for that. But yeah, of course, getting ready for a new team. We talked to you back in November about it, but overall, getting ready for this season, what's that going to be like compared to last season? What's going to be different about this season other than a new team?
Well, the good thing is that, working with Jordan and being with this team in its infancy is that, I can really kind of work with Jordan on, what this team looks like and what procedures we want to have and, who the personnel are. And so that's a lot of what we've been working on is, just finding a crew chief and finding a spotter and working with all these people. And, it's been really good to work with him because he's hungry to make something happen. I'm hungry to make something happen. So, yeah, I think that's, what I've appreciated the most about this group in general is that it's just a group of racers, so there's a lot of people with dreams and a lot of people with hopes and, a lot of people who have a passion to do this. And it's just, it feels like what racing should be, so I'm glad to be with this team and, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
So who is, do you know who your crew chief is and do you know who your spotter is?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know if we are supposed to have announced that yet, but it's two really good guys, and I'm really excited to work with them. And they've already made a big difference, and so yeah, I'm really excited to work with them.
All right. So talk about what this overall season with this change and with this year. I know you got a win early on last year at Homestead, but what's different about this season, knowing that this is your third full-time season in the Xfinity series. Talk about that and having all that experience.
Yeah, I think, I'm a big proponent of, there's a reason for everything happening and, kind of trusting the process and all that. And so I think a lot of the things that had to happen, a lot of things that happened to me, the previous season were a lot of precursors for what I'll need for this season. So I had to learn a lot of hard lessons last year, and really kind of figure myself out and, learn what it takes to be fast and competitive in the series week in and week out. And so I feel like I'm going to be able to take those lessons that I learned from the previous season into this year. So for this year, I'm looking to be more execution based and not as result based, because there's so little you have in control in these races. So you just got to focus on what you can control. And so that's, the execution part. And so, I'm just really excited because working with Jordan, it's been really awesome so far. And he's really, really invested in this. And, everybody on the team is too. So it makes me want to do my job that much more.
Yeah. What tracks are you most looking forward to?
Well, of course, Homestead, obviously, but, the high wear, low grip racetracks, those are always the ones I have the most fun at, so Darlington, Homestead, Kansas, all those places, they really are a lot of fun for me. And, and the fact they get to go to Fontana again for, one last time, I'm really excited about that. So I'm hoping that we can do something there. It's just the low grip highway racetracks, those are a lot of fun for me. The short tracks are a lot of fun for me, especially Martinsville. The road courses, so I've got a lot to look forward to this season.
Yeah. So talk about working with Jordan and the guys, getting ready for this season, especially with the Xfinity series, with having so many, possibly 50 cars at Daytona, and also getting ready for that, and also qualifying and practice are back. Are you guys guaranteed for all the races and stuff?
Yeah, we should be. So obviously Jordan had a little bit of an issue last year with getting qualified in, and it rained out at Daytona, and that was kind of the shot that they needed to start the year, and so they had to wait all the way to Dakota. But that race luckily went well for them, and then they were able to run a couple more races and all that, and so they just needed to have good results and more good results. And so finally I think the difference came at I think Mid Ohio when they had Josh Berry in the car, and that allowed them to get the points they needed to run for the rest of the year no matter what. So that was cool to see that happen for them. And now that I'm a part of it, I have the past winners provisional, and now they have the points, so we're double locked in a sense. So yeah, we're all good, we're all locked in, and now we just get to focus on our performance and hopefully go and compete week in and week out, and that's the goal.
Yeah, for sure. I know you also have an alliance with RCR as well as several other teams in the field. How's that going to help you?
Yeah, just being able to lean on that information and use those resources, it's going to be really crucial for us, because there was help from RCR last year in some senses, so yeah, I think knowing what I know about RCR and how it works, and having the resources that we have, I think it's going to really up our performance as a team.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about. I know there was it's a big day in your it's a big day in your household as well. I know you got Fox Production Day, but your roommate has announced his plans. Of course, Ryan Vargas going full time with JD. How happy are you for him? And I know he gets to pass by that mat you made of yourself with your face on it.
Well, I technically didn't make it. It was part of a promotion deal we did at Las Vegas for it's called Myatt's Mats. So we had Alsco make mats with my face on it all throughout the speedway. So that was really cool. And they had one left, and that was one I got to keep. So that was really cool. But yeah, when Ryan came down one day from his room and he told me the news, he was just so ecstatic. And I more than anybody else get to see the fruits of his effort, the fruits of his labor in this household, because I hear him on his calls all the time, and he's cold calling people constantly, and so I give him kudos, because he is literally, I swear, he calls a new company at the rate of about one a day. He's trying everything he can to make sure that he stays racing, and so that's, I feel like, what racing's all about is trying to have a dream and make it happen, and no matter what the odds are. And so he's a really good embodiment of that, and I'm proud of him for what he's achieved, and getting a full-time ride, it's going to be really cool for him.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully we get to talk to Ryan today. There's a lot of other things that are going on in the Xfinity series this year, excuse me, about what just excites you about this year alone?
I think this is arguably the best competition that's been in the Xfinity series since 2019. Obviously in 19 you had the big three with Custer and Bell and Reddick, and they were competing with each other week in and week out, and if you could win against them, that was a big day for you. So yeah, I think just being able to have that level of competition again is going to be really cool. I'm excited about it, because it's going to be it's not going to be easy to get a win. It's not going to be even easy to get a top five, and these races are never easy, but yeah, it's going to be a really.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about something else that's going on as you attempt to fix your camera a little bit there. Technical difficulties, but we're back, and that's one of the greatest parts about computer and interviews and Zoom from different locations. Always great to have that. So going into this year, have you ever taught, like, if you won a race, and of course I well no, your dad's a pit reporter. Have you guys kind of talked about that? What would happen if that happened?
Yeah, I think he's more worried than I am, because he he's got to maintain his professionalism, and ask me the relevant questions and all that, and then I have to answer them. But I think it'll definitely be a cool moment when that happens, because it's I feel like we haven't had a good father-son broadcasting moment in a while now. Of course, you have Harrison and Jeff Burton, and them two, with Jeff in the booth, and my and then Harrison in the car. So, but it's a little bit different, with the guy on the ground, and somebody who may have to come and talk to you. It's really interesting. So hopefully we can play on that a little bit and have a little fun with it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Exciting stuff there. What and what's Jordan's attitude like been going on in this season? Because this is, he knows that he may wanted to run some of the car, but has he kind of turned into this kind of owner type thing? With the Xfinity series, how exciting is he to kind of see a full-time guy in his car that's not him?
Yeah, he's had a really good attitude about it. He initially was thinking about running Daytona to kind of give me the option to have a drafting partner when needed, but then he kind of changed his mind a little bit and decided, well, we should probably focus on making sure this deal fires off well, and we have our main focus is that. And so but I still think he might run a couple races down the road, and maybe we'll do a second car, but we're still thinking about that. He's obviously still going to run a couple truck races and all that, so he's got some sponsors that he needs to keep up with. So yeah, I mean, Jordan will still be racing this year, and maybe I can make a few truck starts too. We'll see.
That could be interesting. All right. All right. Myatt Snider, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Look forward to seeing that the Tax Slayer Chevrolet. I know you've gotten a lot of other partners as well, along with Jordan. So we'll look forward to seeing you at Daytona in a few weeks. Good luck out there.
Thanks for having me, Casey.